Okay, I have a confession. Today's video is probably the most challenging for me because it forces me to be introspective, if I'm honest. So today we're going to talk about why your son don't necessarily need only rules, but they need recognition. And so the reason that challenges me is because I'm not necessarily a rule follower. That's not my personality, but I am a personality of a taskmaster. I am very good at getting stuff done. And so it doesn't matter what's going on. If it's 10 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I got 10:01, 10:02, it's time to get this done. And so that is my personality. And of course, that spills over into my parenting style. And so what I have learned over the years is that while I may need the box checked personally, and then I want them to check the box, did you do your homework? Did you clean your room? Get off the phone? Did you do this? All of that stuff. Then it's not necessarily building growth in my son, even if they are checking the box. And so that is what I have learned over time, is that the rules are not necessarily building growth. It's the recognition that builds the growth. And so I've had to make shifts in my parenting. I've had to make shifts in my thinking. I've had to make shifts in the way that I speak and the way that I do things, even though naturally it may be burning me up and I am about to die inside if this thing is not done. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm seeking the bigger goal. And so I've had to shift and change in that way. And today I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing. When your son feels seen for his effort and progress, something shifts inside of him. Responsibility stops feeling like punishment. It slowly begins to feel like purpose. Even psychologists have noticed that adolescent boys strongly respond to status signals. Ego, recognition. Boys want to know, am I becoming someone of importance? Without this signal, boys will tend to drift. With this signal, boys will rise to the occasion and often exceed your expectations. Now, here is my challenge. Here is where I have had to shift, and here's where I'm going to challenge you to do the same thing. So the next time you notice that your son has not quite done the task to your expectation, and even though it is burning the moral and fiber of your soul to want to tell him what to correct and what to fix, the challenge is this. Simply put your hand on his shoulder and say to him, I noticed that you took out the trash today without anyone having to ask. I'm proud of the young man that you're becoming, son. And just leave it at that. That can be a big shift for some of us. I'm guilty. Big shift for me. But it can be a lasting moment for your son, and he feels it. Those simple words can stay with your son forever, and they can slowly but surely begin to shape his identity. And that, Mom, is what we're after. So join me in the chat. When was the last time you publicly recognized your son's growth? Not an achievement, but growth. I want to stop for a second and make the distinction between the achievement and growth, because I think we're very good at recognizing the achievement. So you made the team, great job. You got an A in this class, super. You did this or you did that. We recognize the achievements well. But slowing down and stopping to notice the growth, and then letting him know that you see that he's growing. Recognizing the growth does a couple things. A, it points out to him that he's actually growing, because he's not intentionally noticing that I used to complain about XYZ and now I see it as a privilege. He's not noticing that. You can. And when you notice it, take a moment and be intentional to recognize it. Say it out loud to him and help him to see the subtle shifts that are happening where you are seeing him change from boyhood to manhood. And then what you will notice after that is he'll want more of that. And so it'll go from the little thing that used to irk you and drive you crazy. All of a sudden, the socks are picked up off the floor. And all of a sudden, he's loading the dishwasher correctly, may I add. And you didn't have to ask him to do that. And all of a sudden, little things are shifting and he's becoming the man that you dream and hope and pray for. And so that is how change happens, moment by moment, little by little, but take the time to recognize the growth. Check out the website in the description below. It will take you to the DIY Rite of Passage ebook that takes you step by step on how to make this shift and how to guide your son intentionally from boyhood to manhood. I'm Yolandria Tisdale with Journey to Lexi. Until next time.